Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. It's been a little while since I've posted a video. So I'm going to get right into what I felt called to share with you today. And that is all about the way that your opportunities open up to you when you release resistance. And the ways in which this shows up in a moment where you give up. You feel as though you are in a position where you must let go. And this has happened to me countless times upon traveling. I love to travel. I've been traveling for years now, and I've traveled across the country multiple times. I have been abroad, and this is where this reality of releasing resistance to allow opportunities to come in has been illuminated to me without absolutely no doubt. And it is what we call irrefutable, very obvious. So I've realized that when I make a decision to leave a state, usually I like to stay for about 3 months minimum to familiarize myself with the place that I might be traveling to, and to create a rhythm for myself, create a sort of routine, a flexible routine for myself, so I can feel into myself, feel into the way that I feel in that environment, and so that I can interact with it and enjoy it, appreciate it for what it is, as opposed to just, okay, I'm going to be here for 1 month or for 1 week and then leave. I have never liked traveling that way. So upon leaving, departing from a particular place, I noticed that all of the resistance that I experienced throughout my stay is falling away. Necessarily, right? Because you're removing yourself from a place and there's nothing for you to hold on to. And because of that fact, it is just natural. You just naturally let go. And it is in those moments where people start directing me, and I might get invited to something, or I might see an event somewhere, a flyer, or somebody might invite a friend, and a friend of a friend will reach out to me and say, oh yeah, I used to live there, and I used to go to this thing every week, and here I am in that place where that event is happening, and now this opportunity is open to me. And the whole time that I was in this place for, let's say, 3 months, I have been wondering, where can I go to enjoy my creativity? Because this is the things I like to do. I love music, I love poetry, I love interacting with people on an artistic tip. So throughout my stay, I'll be questioning, where are these places? Why can't I find anybody? I haven't connected to anybody who might point me in this direction. Maybe I'm starting to doubt myself. Oh, I've just been such a hermit. I haven't been wanting to interact with people. Or, you create all kinds of narratives that might not even be true. Your mind creates narratives that might not even be true, that inhibit you from opening those doors, for allowing an energetic current to direct you in that place, or to attract that place to you. And you do this subconsciously. You do this without realizing. And often this is a consequence of thinking negatively or having a lack mentality, which is a program. A lack mentality is something that we are often conditioned to operate in. And this became very apparent to me, as I said, when I would finally decide, you know what, this place is not for me. I haven't connected with anybody, or, I'm kind of getting bored of this place. I'm sick of the same old thing. I want to go travel somewhere new, right? And in that moment, I realized that I come into contact with all the opportunities that I had been resisting, or all of the opportunities that I didn't think I had available to me start downpouring on me. It's like an avalanche of opportunity that presents itself. So imagine that just happens one time, two times. Okay, cool, you kind of notice it, not really. Again, you're still thinking from a lack mindset, so you don't even pick up on the pattern. Depends on the person, but for me, I wasn't really picking up on the pattern until finally I started to notice the pattern. I started to notice where this was coming from, and I noticed it because it was so in my face. And it got to the point where I decided that I was going to move out of the place that I was living in, California. Beautiful place, huge mountain ranges. I was living 5 minutes away from one of the most spectacular mountains, 20 minutes away from the most beautiful beaches. Everything was set up so perfectly for me. And that was something that I consciously created for myself. I had access to everything I wanted: surfboards, skateboards, beautiful people that I connected with artistically to, and with foods that I had an affinity for, right? I love to eat raw foods, organic foods, co-ops with people who are connected. A co-op is like a market that is connected to all different kinds of farms, and it has all the organic foods. Usually it has in-house made foods that are usually raw, vegan, vegetarian foods. It's just so good. Whether you are a vegetarian or not, like, you can't go wrong at a co-op. I had access to co-ops, and I had access to just so many things that I love to do. And even so, I felt like it was time to go. I felt like, you know what, I'm over this. I gotta go. And I packed my bags. I packed my car. I started thinking negatively about the place that I was. I was genuinely ungrateful for what I was experiencing because I was thinking in lack. And I was equating my issue, which was an internal issue, to the actual environment. So understand that what you feel is you're responsible for your own feelings. And in some cases, the environment is toxic to you and you must leave. Although your internal state is going to reflect outwardly. So I was ungrateful. I was falling into these pits of ingratitude, and maybe I wasn't taking that hike as much as I was in the beginning, right? That 2-hour mountainous trek up the most magnificent terrain that you could easily die on because of the altitude and the predators that exist on it. And so, whatever, I'm like, I'm gonna go to the beach, and one last beach hoorah. I'm gonna go to the cliffs, jump off some cliffs, swim in between the cliff sides, and just enjoy myself for a day or two. And as I did this, my friend invited me over for a dinner. And imagine you step into a dinner party, basically like a potluck. Everybody's making your favorite foods. I'm a musician, I love music. A room full of musicians, prolific musicians, cello, violin, vocalists who are classically trained, flautists, guitarists, drummers, incredible musicians, all playing in one setting. And just a beautiful environment. And my friend was allowing me to basically stay and rent a room in this home, a home right down the road from the beach, full of all the things that I could have ever wanted to experience as far as being around community and sharing that sort of love with others, and at the level at which I wanted to share it, right? This is different when you play music or you're interacting with musicians who are prolific. So I think any talented artist is going to prefer that on some level, right? but that's aside the point. So now, instead of moving out and letting go of paying rent in the house that I was living, my car is packed, my bags are ready to go, I'm supposed to leave. I'm renting out a room in another house down the road from a beach unexpectedly. And I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll just stay here for a couple of days or whatever. A couple days turned into a couple weeks, a couple weeks turned into a couple months, or maybe a month or whatever, right? But this is something that for the entirety of the 3 years that I lived in California, I never thought to have this experience. I never aligned to something like that particular experience, right? So this is just one example of how I was letting go of everything, and then this experience came to me. Another aspect of this was there was a music studio attached to the house, or like right next to the house. And the person who was like renting out these rooms, he was saying, you can come in here and record and we can make music, which is something that I always aspire to do. I love to make music. I love to record music. And any chance that I get, I would record or collaborate with different producers. So this was a dream. I was living in a dream. And I didn't realize the dream until I released resistance, until I became grateful. And the way that I became grateful was not attaching myself to my mind, which had a negative outlook on something that lacked novelty. Right? You get used to something and you become ungrateful. You don't realize the value of your life experience, of what you have, until you go without it. And until you come into contact with some sort of revelation. And this is what I received from that experience. I received a revelation. Wow, here I am leaving this place, and now everything I was asking for is not only right in front of my face, but it's right under my feet. Right. So another example, I was deciding to move again. And I had been working with a very talented musician, studied in Berkeley, jazz piano. And I'm obsessed with jazz musicians. I just find them to be so incredible. It soothes my soul. Jazz music in general just soothes my soul to such a degree that I just don't really need anything else, And so it was an honor to work with this person and to learn from this person. This is when I first started dabbling with music. I had no confidence. I didn't believe in myself whatsoever. And I was just taking a leap of faith as far as working alongside this person to play music for children. Imagine you're playing music for like newborn children up until the age of 7, we'll say. But you're playing with like the most talented musician you could ever imagine. And he was a piano player. And he played the keyboard, and I was singing and playing guitar. And so he was encouraging me. He was saying, you sound really good. You have potential. And the whole time that I worked with this person, I was always thinking in my head, like, oh my God, he's so cool. He's so nice. I just thought very highly of this person. He's a married man. Very kind, very cool looking, dressed nice, presented himself respectfully, played prolifically, and believed in God. So I was just like, wow, this person is so awesome. I love this. I love that I get to come into work every day and hear this music. It's so incredible that I get to see this. And not only do I get to see it, I get to work with it. And I was always wanting to build a relationship and create more music with this person, but I was so shy and I thought poorly of myself. I didn't understand my own value because I never saw myself. It takes time to build your confidence, especially when you're starting something new. So be compassionate with yourself. I finally decided that I was going to move. I had worked here for probably a year now. And as I decided to move, I worked up the courage to ask this person to connect. And he said to me, he's a producer as well. He said, you know, I can make you into an artist if you want. And when he said that to me, I was like, that's interesting, because I'm literally moving in 2 days or 3 days. And this idea that I had in my head, I didn't even take it that far, but it was an idea in my head to at least connect on a deeper level. It's happening, and it's happening to a degree that I didn't even think for myself, right? So that is the nature of your blessing. It far surpasses your idea of what it should be or what you want it to be. But are you willing to be grateful? Are you willing to be open and receptive to the opportunities that are right in front of you? Are you confident enough? Do you believe in yourself enough? Do you believe in your reflection enough? Do you trust in what you're seeing enough to know that you're going to be received open-heartedly and in a way that feels good, it feels safe. It might feel uncomfortable, but it feels aligned with your values, aligned with who you are, aligned with what you're actually wanting. So this is yet another experience that I had where I am receiving a blessing that I wanted, that exceeded my ability to even fathom. And it all happened in the moment where I was letting go of this reality. And that wasn't the only opportunity that I came into contact with as I was moving, you see. So absolutely incredible. I mean, I have countless stories that surely I will share over time on my channel. But the main message that I share with you is to understand the value of your experience, the value of your present moment, the value of the world around you. Even if you think that all the things that you want are not available to you, please understand that it is your thought process, your mind, and your perspective of what you are experiencing that is inhibiting you from the things that you think you want and the things that you know you want. The desire is fleeting. The desire is always going to create more desire, because the desire is related to expansion, which is the nature of this reality. Expansion and contraction. This is natural, right? In breath, out breath. So, if you can reflect, take the time to reflect on your life, take the time to notice where you might be falling into ingratitude, where you might be limiting your ability to see, where you might be blocking your own path. Your path is being created. It's before you. The path is before you. And all you have to do to navigate is to do what you must do. Right? You know what you must do. You know that when you rise in the dawn, we'll say, for our go-getters, for our early birds, that you should probably brush your teeth. You should probably rinse your body. You should probably pray. You should probably meditate. You should probably drink some water. These are things that I know I must do when I open my eyes. You should give thanks. So do the things that you know you must do, but do them with the understanding that these little things are the big things. The juice is in that experience. And the more you give gratitude to these things, the more you will be open and receptive to the opportunities that you seek. Fixate your mind upon the feeling of the opportunities that you seek. Allow yourself to immerse into that, and do not take those experiences lightly, right? I love to sing. So during that time when I was working with this musician, although I wasn't connecting with them on the level that I wanted to, which was to create music together, I was practicing my vocals every day. I was practicing the music I had to learn to prepare for the set that we would do for the kids and their parents. And I would immerse myself into this experience. And I loved it, and I increased in my skill set every single day. But where I went wrong was I did it in moments, not the entire time, but a lot of the time after it lost its novelty, right? Maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 months into having this job, it lost its novelty. So I started becoming less grateful, and I started to complain. Oh man, I don't want to learn this set. Started procrastinating, like maybe later. I started feeling like, I'm not doing music the way I want to do it. I'm only doing it this way. But the positive mindset, the more beneficial and optimistic outlook I could have had upon reflection throughout that time is, no, me practicing this music is preparing me to be able to play alongside musicians that are at a far higher level than me. This experience, although it becomes repetitive, does not mean that I'm lacking in anything. It does not mean that the experience isn't good enough for me. It simply means that I am required to practice discipline, to persist, to be okay with the boring, to be okay with the mundane, and to not only be okay with it, but to appreciate it, to look at it as the big thing, to look at that small vocal lesson, that 20-minute vocal warm-up as the big thing, as the performance, as that end goal. Appreciate every element of the journey so that you don't separate yourself from that so-called outcome that you're wanting. You want the lifestyle. You want the entirety of the experience. You're not in it just for the destination. You're in it for the whole experience of traveling. You're in it for for looking for different options. Where am I going to stay when I go to that country? What are my options? What do I want to do while I'm there? Maybe I want to go horseback riding. Maybe I want to jump out of an airplane. Maybe I want to take a small plane to a little island off the coast of that country. Maybe I want to dance salsa. Maybe I want to participate in a retreat. Maybe I want to feed people in that country, right? So all of those moments while you're sitting in your boring bed at home being so ungrateful, you could be appreciating the process of planning and preparing, clarifying what you want, so you don't fall into the state of ingratitude, and so that you don't end up in a position that you don't necessarily want to be in. So again, the purpose of sharing this with you all is so that you understand how powerful it is to release resistance, how apparent it becomes. But you don't have to wait till you're leaving, or till you lose something, or till you're forced to let something go to understand the opportunities that are surrounding you right now. Sometimes you have to learn that lesson, and that's a beautiful thing as well. Although, know that the only thing that's limiting you from tapping in to or aligning with these experiences is your own mind. You might think, well, I live in this state, I live in this place, so, here we don't have co-ops, here we don't have organic foods, here we don't have access to this, here we don't have this and that and the third. Here, I don't have what I need. There's a song, I have everything I need to succeed. Right? So you have everything you need to succeed. Are you open to it? Are you aware? Or are you limiting your mind? Right? So remember that. Remember that you have everything you need to succeed. You have all of the resources available to you if you were only aware. Those slight shifts in your narrative, in your internal narrative, those slight shifts in your perspective, guarantee you're going to start becoming more aware of what's actually available to you. So do not limit yourself to what you're seeing in the world around you. Do not do that, because that's what is going to hold you back. That is what's going to blind you. So I believe in us, and I believe in you, and surely you will be more open and I trust that this was helpful. I trust that on some level, you'll be able to take something with you after watching this video, and you will be able to allow this to be something that has been made available to you so that you can open more and so that you can truly become more grateful. And I'm grateful for you watching. I'm grateful for you being here. So yes, thank you.